Okay, everybody, welcome back. Episode 2, Season 2 of Mixcast. Where, we talk about whatever the heck we want, anytime we want, whatever we want, and all that jazz. I don't know if that's a proper intro, but I'm going with it. But anyway, we're here with Mochiarty. We're here with Citrus Coin.
Hello.
My homie, Obi Debo. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. So, what is the topic that we're going to start off with?
Relationship dynamics. Should you do everything with your partner, or should it be segmented and healthy like a normal adult should be like?
Oh my God.
I'm not hinting my opinions here.
I will gladly go last on this one.
I think I'll
really? Why is it last?
No, because I'm going to wait until everyone says everything and then I'm like, all right.
Oh, see, that's cheating.
I agree.
I'm going to go third.
Alright, so I guess I'll go first.
Yes.
Since I've been in a
the longest relationship. Yes.
Yeah. That'll do.
How long, Mochi?
How long have we been together?
What was the
long enough to where you don't know.
The only way I can remember.
Years.
Yeah, the only way I can remember it because you told me the World of Warcraft story. So whatever World of Warcraft expansion y'all met in.
Yeah, fucking Cataclysm, dude.
Damn, that's a long time.
I don't know when that was, but I forgot.
That's the third expansion, I believe.
Was it the third expansion? No, third expansion was Frozen Throne, and then Cataclysm.
So fourth expansion.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that, okay? I'm an old fart.
God.
Leave me alone, I'm farting old. Okay, anyway. 2010!
Damn!
Yo, I met him when it was March 2011. I met you March 2011, and then we didn't officially kind of date until like August.
On the scene with an actual couple right now, so this is exclusive.
So it's really been that fucking long.
Y'all married. Y'all practically married now. Forget that.
I feel like at that point, yes.
Yeah, y'all married at this point. Forget it.
We've accepted this is the way.
So, when are you guys having that fairy tale wedding?
Never. In my imaginations, I can't afford that bullshit.
They doing the Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Let me know when you finally see that.
Yeah, they doing the Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
I'm gonna put it on a piece of paper and just draw it out and be like, "This is already."
Make sure you draw me in.
Yes, I want to draw everyone in. I'm gonna draw Kuma in the background doing God knows what.
The fuck?
Paper wedding.
None your
Disney
business.
wedding.
What the hell are you talking about? Don't incriminate me in nothing.
Shush. No. Anyway, getting back on the topic. Relationship dynamics.
Yes.
I think a healthy relationship is where two people will do things by themselves every once in a while. Doesn't need to be all the fucking time, but you do need some time alone to do your hobbies. Also, just to kind of, how do I say it? De-stress and decompress. Because, living with somebody, it's definitely a challenge in the beginning because you have to know what they do behind the scenes. Not everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the unnecessarily, yeah.
Eating Krispy Kreme donuts without you.
Exactly. Or if they eat way too many Krispy Kreme donuts and you question their life choices.
Like, you don't know my life.
Exactly. But you have to accept a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I agree.
Also, according to, especially with this quarantine and all, and being home together a lot more than normal, it's definitely a challenge. I think for some couples, for me and Eric, it's been like we've been doing this already for a while, so it's not that big of a deal. But I'm thinking like most people are probably driving each other up the wall.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if you live in a tiny place and you can't separate from each other.
Like you can't go to the West Wing and disappear for a while.
Yes, you cannot come to the West Wing ever.
Ever. It's forbidden. I did that too well. Goddamn.
It's definitely good to like get away from each other. If not, I feel like if you're always on top of each other, and I know people that are in relationships that are like that, and I question their judgment and their mental stability. But it's like, do you think it's a healthy relationship to be like that, or do you think it's more like a symbiotic relationship?
Mochiardi?
Or dare I say, like, parasitic relationship?
Or Citrus Coin, you want to chime in?
Yeah. I don't know. Personally, I've come to realize that I have no place in judging other people's relationship at this point. I used to think that, like, oh, this is what equates to an equal or like a good relationship or not. But then you find out about like people's power dynamics and things that they like and what they don't like. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I personally, I like having my space. I don't like I appreciate that there's a lot of things I could do with my partner, but there's definitely I value my alone time a lot. But it also really depends upon, like what I do during the day. Like if I had been doing something like mentally exhausting, like sometimes I just don't have energy for other people or to like give to other people. So yeah, but like my partner like appreciate like as long as I can communicate that, my partner is usually pretty okay with that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Mochi that doing too much with your partner, I feel like, is just I don't understand.
But you do know there are like people who just cannot be alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that those people exist, but I don't understand that feeling.
Yes, agreed. It seems a little wonky to me.
If I may share my thoughts on this subject.
Yeah.
Share away.
I feel like that with certain dynamics in society that gives this impression on how to act in a relationship has plagued the minds of many. And I'm not talking about like, movies and stuff like that. I'm talking about actual like, when you watch people on TikTok making these jokes and people can't divide the joke from reality, so they take it real. Or when they watch shows like Bad Girls Club and stuff like that, they get the wrong impression of what a relationship's supposed to be like. And they act out those parodies in real life, and it gets weird, like a girl asking for your cell phone or demanding you show her what's on your cell phone and stuff like that, or you go out to eat without her or watching a show without her and it causes a whole... I was like, damn, people don't worry about cheating anymore? Is this the new cheating now? This is weird. Just creepy me.
How dare you watch that episode of Mandalorian without me, motherfucker?
Yeah. And I'm just like, I had this weird conversation with somebody in the chat, and they was like really worried if they saw WandaVision without their significant other. And I was like, I thought they was kidding, but it was actually real. Like he was worried that he was gonna get choked out or something. And I'm like,
I mean, damn. I can see that if, like, let's say for example, I could only under these circumstances. Like, let's say like that is you as a couple, you're both really busy. You really don't have much, like, I don't know, like with parents, for example, they're spending time with their kids a lot, or they're out, it's either at work or with kids, especially nowadays where like a household is kind of split between like babysitting their kids and work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, let's say that 1 hour of WandaVision is their one time they can like spend with each other and like, really have kind of like downtime together. I can see why that would make somebody upset, but if I feel like doing like a million other things together or whatever, and like, that's like the one thing, then I don't know.
I don't know if it should break a relationship.
Yeah, definitely not worthy of breaking a relationship. But it does break a little bit of trust. I'm not gonna lie, I have been like that.
Wait a minute.
I've done that. Over a TV show.
I have. Devil's advocate. What kind of trust breaking is this? I can understand if it was like a spoiler alert and he just spoiled something for you and the trust is gone, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna fucking like get all, but I don't love you anymore. But I'm like, you know what? I'm a little hurt. I'm a little hurt that you watched that without me. We've gone this far into the TV show. I'm invested.
Damn.
We're experiencing it together, and then you just breach that without communicating with me.
Wow.
But what if they said they'd watch it with you again?
Yeah.
See, and then I'd be cool with that.
Okay.
Like, I've already seen the episode. I don't want to watch. I'm like, okay, well, now I can look out.
I can understand that if it leads to some form of distancing where the person starts doing stuff without you and it starts getting awkward where they don't do nothing with you at all after a while. I can understand the concern. But if it's just this one time of a show and you just go ape shit, I'm like, we need to go to therapy then, because I'm worried about you now.
Yeah, like for example, like my partner and I were watching Dragon Ball Super. Yes, we're a little bit behind. We're watching it now. There are like 100-something episodes. Okay, I'm not gonna sit there with my partner and watch all 150 of those episodes.
Well, don't start One Piece.
What was that?
Don't start One Piece.
One Piece. Yeah, like no, I'll be okay if my partner watches actually more than a couple episodes without me. Like half the episodes are filler anyways. But I mean, if it's like a 4-part series or something, you know, you say you couldn't wait for me? Really?
Obi, care to share?
Oh, yes. See, this is why I wanted to go last, because I've been through everything all of y'all have mentioned.
Uh-oh, he's about to bring down the hammer.
Oh, man.
He's bringing down the Reinhardt hammer.
So tell me more. I need to know about
this. So let's start with the whole, like, watching something without your partner thing. So I was in a relationship where, like, we were watching stuff together all the time. Whether it was while she was at my place, or I was at her place, or we were separate. Doesn't matter. We always, quote unquote, waited for each other. Waited. But it was mainly because of her. And she got me so used to it that the one time that she watched something without me, and then she told me, I was like, bitch. I was like, listen, I don't care that you watched it without me, but you know the shit that you used to give me all the fucking time just because I knew a little bit about that and you thought that I watched it, you would jump down my throat. And I was just like, whatever, sure, get mad at me. You're just taking away time from us watching this stuff.
See, I feel like at that point, you know, I mean, if you are going to watch something without your partner, I feel like the most important thing that you could do, though, is to tell them, hey, I'm going to watch this show without you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's the one thing you can do, and then after that, it's like, whatever, you know?
If the relationship is at that point where, like, the both of you are constantly trying to tell each other, like, no, we're going to watch this together, then go ahead and do the other person the favor of saying, hey, I'm gonna watch this without you. Go ahead and watch it by yourself if you want to watch it. Because a lot of times, the one person is like waiting for the other person to be like, all right, I'm just going to wait for you so we can watch it. But that other person could just be like, you know, I'm being nice enough and be like, I know that you have time to watch it now, so go watch it now. I'll watch it, I don't know, over the weekend or something. That would be nice. Does it happen? Too much. Doesn't really happen all that often. But when it does, it's sweet.
Yeah, I really feel like it's like the only thing that's like keeping your relationship together is a TV show. I don't know about that one. You know?
Right. Now I'm getting into that part. I've heard of people in relationships where, like, that's what kept the relationship going. And I look at them and I'm like, is it really the show, or is it a trust thing, or is it something else? And they really go at it. They're like, you know, at first I thought it was a show thing, and then it turned into a trust thing, because, like, you're not telling me, and then all this stuff. What else are you doing behind my back? I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. I'm like, yo, it's not that serious. To both men and women, mind you. It wasn't one or the other. It was
so it's never sides. Really about the show.
Communication, basically.
It's really all about communication. That's what it really comes down to. It's all about communication.
Communication and also, like, keeping your partner happy. Like, why should your partner, like, feel, like, suffer? Like, even though it seems so small, it's like, oh, you can just wait, but, like, they're just as excited about something as you are, about a fandom. Like, why not let them have that, you know?
Right. And that's the thing. People get really iffy about it. And it's like, why are you getting iffy?
I think they're overthinking it, though.
Well, that's the thing. That's the society that we live in. Not all of us do it. Me, personally, I did it because of her. I watched the shows, like, when she was ready. I could care less. I watch some shits anytime I want to. And she knew that. I'm the type that, like, yo, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do.
I kind of feel like...
I'm an adult. I pay for my own bills. Mm-hmm. You know? You don't pay any of mine. I don't pay any of yours. Do whatever the hell you want. Just, you know, if you really want me to watch a shit with you, I'll watch it with you. But if it comes to the point where like I'm gonna watch by myself because I'm a fucking adult, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Damn. Don't get mad at me. I'm not gonna get mad at you. But the reason why I got mad at this particular person, I'm telling you, for months on end. No, because you're gonna watch it without me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And there she goes, being the first one to do it. And I'm over here like, you motherfucker. That's why you get all uppity about it, because you're doing it.
Oh,
self-rejection is a thing.
And it's like what happens every time someone is doing some questionable shit. They're the first ones to point the finger at somebody else.
I kind of take it with a grain of salt to what Chris Rock said in his comedy special, but there's some truth to it where I feel like people don't miss each other enough. Like with all the social media, cell phones and stuff like that, back in the day, you went to work for 8 hours. You didn't hear nothing from that person for 8 hours. Sometimes more because they did overtime. Then when you finally come home, you actually genuinely miss that person.
Right.
But what if you don't?
That's a whole other problem then.
Right. Yeah,
but I feel like, because I get like that sometimes where somebody's talking to me on a cell phone and I got to go see them and this girl actually looked at, did you miss me? I'm like, no. I was talking to you all fucking day. Like, how could I miss you? That's what I said in my head. I didn't say that out loud.
No, of course. You never want to say that shit out loud.
I was tempted.
Do you think like
I was tempted.
Always care about somebody, right? But like you don't have to love them all the time. Like the people, I feel like that's really like a huge issue in relationships nowadays. Is that like if your partner does something stupid, you don't have to love them in that moment. You can hate them for like, hey, like that really upset me. That was really like stupid. Like and like you don't have to like. I feel like people, I don't know, like the value on themselves versus like.
I feel like it's automatic to love somebody all the time. It doesn't have to be said all the time. It's like, yeah, of course I love you. I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah, but the thing is that some people believe that, though. Some people need that.
Aberration.
Some people need to hear it all the time. Some people, they know, they're like, no, I know you love me. You don't have to say it today. Me personally, see, this is one of the reasons why I was waiting until like the end. Like,
I'm not
here
like that.
Here are my grievances. Me personally, like, when I love someone, I tell them as often as I want to. Not because that person's making me feel like she wants me to say it or anything. But like I will one day I could tell you 10 times I love you. Or tell you one time. I always make sure that like in the morning before I go to work, love you. I'll see you later.
Just more of an action person than anything.
But here's the trick, though. You have to find somebody who understands your way of communicating love.
Yeah, right. Love language is like so huge.
So many people have so many different love languages. I mean, like my thing about me saying it in the morning before I go to work, it's a thing that I got used to. Like even as a kid, that like, yo, you never know what's gonna happen. You always want to tell your people that you love them before you go away. So again. In the morning, I see her in bed. I give her a kiss on the fucking forehead or something. Love you. See you later. And then bounce. She may not hear from me the whole fucking day until like, all right, I worked really late. I'm on my way home. See you soon. Do I have to tell her that I love her again? No. She already knows that I do. You know what I mean?
When I had the one opportunity to actually show my love language, it was just that one thing that I usually do is I kiss her forehead, I kiss her nose, and I kiss her lips. Then I gave her a big ass hug where I lift her up. So the big ass hug, then the forehead, nose, lips. That was my love language. Because it was a meaning. I love your mind, I love your cuteness, and I love you. That's it. That was what it was. So that's my action. I didn't really say it often. It's just that's how she knew. If I didn't do it, then it'll be like, what did I do?
Well, see, that's the other thing too. Another reason why I was waiting until the end is because, like, another relationship, perfect example. This kind of encompasses all the other stuff that you guys kind of talked about as well. In that, this one was probably like the most neediest relationship I've ever been in. Not from me, but from her. I don't care. If that's who you are, hey, I got you. I'll show you. But appreciate it. The moment you don't appreciate it, I will notice, and I'll be like, all right, let me pull back. Let's see what happens. And that's what happened. So every day after work, because I used to work like mad late.
Yeah.
Would come in on the way home. I would stop at 7-Eleven every night. 7-Eleven, pick her up something, whatever, bring her home. A lot of times it was just a single flower. Sometimes, look here. Yeah, I know you like this, so here you go. And I did it almost on a daily basis. There was a time that I did it on a daily basis. I didn't mind. I did not mind at all. But one time I noticed it. I look into her eyes as I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, here. I'm gonna try something. I stopped for like just a couple of days. Just a couple of days. Then one day, are you mad at me? I'm like, no. Why do you think I'm mad at you? Well, where's my flower? I'm like, it took you this long to ask me where your flower is? Yeah. Where's my rose? I'm like, babe, when was the last time that you even acknowledged that I got you a flower? She got quiet.
I don't like the games, man. That's the one thing.
I look at her.
I felt like a trap, dude. That felt like a trap.
I know. But I told her a long time ago, I'm like, listen, because she was at one point always talking about it with her friends or like bitching about it. So I'm like, okay, I'm hearing all this stuff. And I'm like, fine, I'm going to do this then. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop and see what happens. I get it.
Wait, so she was bitching about you bringing her flowers?
He's always bringing me 7-Eleven flowers. I'm over here like, that's the only thing that's open at that time.
Okay, first off, I feel like dudes should not get into like lady conversations. Like, I don't know who she was talking to, but if that was between her girlfriends, that's between her girlfriends.
No, that was between her girlfriends. But the thing is, like, of course,
that's it.
But of course, I'm over here like she's having this conversation on speakerphone while I'm not even.
See, that's totally different. If it's an earshot, then that's not his fault.
I'm over here like
it wasn't like a playful like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you sent me flowers, like to low key make them jealous. Like that's a tactic that I've seen women do.
Absolutely, it's definitely a tactic, and I've caught it before from other relationships. I'm like, again, this is just me. This is how I operate with this one particular person.
Those games, I don't like.
Yo, she was a very game person because she was the type that like. She needed the drama all the time.
Oh, hell no.
There was a time that I even told her, like, yo, why is it that you feel the need to fight with me all the time? No, I don't. And then one day, she just straight up said, it's that I hate seeing you go. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't even ask her anything. I was just on my way out. This was like days after I even asked her the question. I just hate seeing you go. I'm like, what is that about? What are you talking about? Well, you asked me, like, why is it that I always pick a fight with you? I'm like, so wait, so you want me mad on my way away from home?
What?
What is wrong with you? I should have asked her, like, what is wrong with you?
Ladies, can you translate?
If anything, that's probably the worst time to make somebody in a relationship mad, when they're on their way out, when they're leaving.
I'm telling you, love language, man. Love language.
All that's going to do is going to make me question shit all throughout the day, and I won't be able to focus at work, and then I'm going to take that back home, and I'll be like, yo, you just fucked my whole day up. What happened? Why didn't you say anything? Why is this happening now before I go to work? We could have just sat down, had a really adult conversation about shit. What is going on? No, it's just that, like, I'm like, oh my God. What's going on in my world? Granted, we ended up ending it because like there was a lot of shit, and she was another one that was I know you're doing shit behind my back. I'm like, no, when the fuck do I have shit to do behind your back when all I'm doing is going to work, going home, going to work, going home. And anytime that I would go out to, like, let's say grab a beer or something, I would drag her ass with me. I'm over here like, you want to go? Because if you don't want to go, I'll stay. And if you want to hang out, I'll stay too. But I don't mind getting a drink. And if you want to come, cool, let's go.
Sometimes I wonder, though, if that's like just like the end result of like shit that happens to women. Like, even though you know it's not your fault and you don't do anything, maybe she had like dealt with some shit that was really fucked up. Like, I'll be honest, I've had some really fucked up relationship that almost fucked up my current relationship, and thank the fucking gods that my partner is the most patient person I've ever fucking met in my life. But man, it has really messed me up to the point where, like, okay, you guys, okay, I can't believe I'm saying this, but there was one time, and I'm proud of it, I got mad because my partner sent me a picture, and he sent me a picture with a filter on it, and it had, like, kissy marks on it, like, all over his face. And it was hella good. Like, I look at it and I scroll in, they look like actual fucking, like, lipstick marks.
Oh no, Citrus.
I'm like, are you fucking with me? Like, and this is of course at the beginning.
God.
This is the beginning of a relationship. But the thing is, my previous relationship was at that level of fucking crazy. So like, that's, you know, like, at that point, I'm only protecting my heart and, like, my time. You know what I mean? But like, it really is really disappointing, because it's like, you know, that is as like a really, you know yourself that you're trying to do your best and you're trying to be a good person or a good partner, but it doesn't really. Unfortunately, sometimes it does not make up for a lot of the shit that your partner could have been dealt with. You know?
Absolutely. And
I'm not saying it's like anyone's responsibility to take on that weight, but damn, does it make you like a million times braver for having to take that on?
Yeah, because this comes to that point. I feel like through the years, love, of course, evolves. Where now it's more of people starting to understand that their partner has been through some shit, and instead of just leaving them in the dust, they think on it and try to help them work through it. Which I'm liking a lot, because I'm seeing a lot of people openly talk about how, you know, they stick around to help them and understand. Like, if you find out your partner used to be in an abusive relationship or something really messed up happening, it's like, it's not about retraining them. It's more about just reflecting and just trying to give them some reassurance that you're not dealing with that person anymore.
Yeah, trust.
But let me tell you though, some of that stuff takes forever to get rid of.
It does, and it takes a lot. It takes
really, really damaging.
Yeah, and I talk to certain people. I ask them a straight up question that most people get shocked about, and I'll be 100% like, how strong are you? Because it's going to take you a lot to help this person get through whatever that other person did to them.
Yep,
it's going to take a lot. Every gesture you do, if you see her flinch or him, you're going to have to calm down. You don't freak out. You just have to understand and talk to them through it. Because that happens.
Which is sad, because, like, I feel like a lot of people, like, I'm not saying this is, like, absolutely terrible to do, because I think in some ways it's healthy, but there's this, like, culture where it's like, oh, I'm not your therapist, which is, you know, that's true, you know?
That's all fine and dandy, but you're in a relationship with this person. You're going to have to make the choices if you want to be with them.
Yeah, you're not somebody's therapist, but you can help them seek professional help and be with them through that.
Yeah. Exactly. But like having grounding schools or like a support group.
I know this sounds like a bad analogy, I guess it would be. No. It's like if you find an abused puppy, you got to help them through it to trust you again. Trust people again. True. And that's just how, I mean, even I was like that. I took a long time to trust people. And y'all motherfuckers make me cry, and I hate y'all for that.
Don't worry, I've been beating at you for years.
God damn, you make it sound so horrible.
You have no idea.
You make it sound like you abused. You make me sound like an abused dog now. So you beating into me. What's wrong with you? Change your words.
I have to break your ass real quick.
Oh, wrong choice words in this society.
You said change words. I said okay, I'll break it.
Not that way. God damn. People get the wrong idea already. Jesus. People want to twist shit. You just making it worse. You ain't breaking nobody's ass.
It's a healthy amount of abuse when it comes from your friends.
Exactly.
That sounds just as bad as it's okay if family does it, nobody else does. Oh, I hate that term.
Like, but you know your friends don't mean it.
Do I, Citrus? Do I? Stop. So any final?
No, I'm just saying relationships just take a lot of work. You have to understand that it's not going to be like an Instagram perfect thing. And when I mean it's not going to be Instagram perfect, I mean this shit is going to be really hard, depending on your partner, depending on yourself, and you need to address also your own self traumas, and you need to understand your own shortcomings, because we ain't perfect. So I don't know what to tell you. People say, "Oh no, I don't have those kind of problems." Motherfucker, you have other problems. You just don't know it yet.
Citrus.
Yeah,
so
until someone faces
it.
Exactly. You need to come to terms with your own self issues as well in order to make relationships work. Yeah. And you need to be able to find a partner that will compromise with you and work with you through those problems. It's not going to be fucking la-di-da and sprinkles and ice cream every day.
It's not a Disney movie, goddammit.
Exactly. We ain't talking little fucking birds.
If any kind of Disney movie, it's mostly like Elsa, if anything, like Frozen a little bit like that.
Kind of like that. He gonna stab your ass if you think you try to marry that real quick.
Yeah, they keep it a little bit real with the whole relationship dynamic.
I like it.
know the person before you just jump in.
Before you say, I'm gonna marry them. Okay.
Yeah.
Only 2 days in.
Sure.
I think I was gonna say, like, to kind of add to that is that it's also about getting to know yourself and like loving yourself, because like how are you gonna do that because otherwise what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up like putting a lot of that weight on your partner to provide that love for you. You know what I mean? I feel like your partner should just be there to just offer like support and like, I don't know how else to like put it. I think that's pretty much it.
That's
it honestly depends on the person, though. To be quite honest, it also depends on how much the person loves you and the person who can handle it. Because some people can handle some serious fucking damage.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, absolutely. But I'm saying that, like, okay, let's say that this person is going through some stuff, right? In order for you to like handle your own, you have to understand, like, you have to love yourself enough to know that your partner does love you too, even though if they're going through some hard times. I don't know if that like makes sense to other people, but like basically, like, you be your own best friend when no one can be your friend for you, because otherwise you'll be able to mentally prepare yourself for like when shit hits the fan.
Right.
Yes, you need to be as strong as you know.
Yeah, because like I feel like with a lot of like relationships, like a lot of people make like not every breakup has to be tragic, and I feel like that's mutual. It could be mutual, but I don't know about y'all, but like for me, I've run into a lot of people where like when they had a breakup, it was like, oh, it was so traumatic, like you don't. It's as traumatic as you make it to be. Like it could be bad, like really bad, but like it's really up to you at that point to decide, whether. If you want, I guess, to say, like, survivor versus victim,
Right.
I don't know. What do I know, though?
I get it, though, because, some people are like, oh my god, I broke up with this person. Oh, it's me. This person wronged me. Oh, what do I do now? But that's a different psychological issue, though.
Right. I mean...
It's not like an average person would be like, this person is not good for me and probably shouldn't be with me, and that's cool.
Right.
Some people will turn it around and be like, oh, I always have bad luck with men. The whole thing. The whole spiel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are 100% correct. Kuma,
it's not because
I would just say that people need to understand when to be fully open with your partner. Don't wait too long worrying about what they might think about you, because if you're like 2 months in, a year in, then you're going to spring up on somebody saying, hey, I was bipolar. And like, no, the fuck I did not. That wasn't a topic ever. Just don't spring up stuff like that on people. Don't be afraid of being open with that.
But that's the thing, though. I'm not finished. It's a stigma. You know it is.
Finished.
You want to go into a first date and be like, oh, hi, by the way, my name is blank. I have bipolar. What?
I'm bipolar. I didn't say first date, but if you're already like 2 months into the relationship, I think you need to have that talk to understand one another and have whatever cons that you want to bring out to that person. You don't want to spring up on something out of nowhere.
I'm gonna have to agree with Kuma on that one, because if that person wasn't gonna love you to begin with, like, I don't know. I believe in this whole concept of ask first.
If you're not sure after a few months or even a few weeks about this person being with you, then I would say end it right there, because if you're not going to be open with that person, then what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody in their right mind who's not in the right mind, like someone who's bipolar, might not necessarily.
I don't want to reveal a topic. It's just that somebody sprung up something to a friend of mine out of nowhere, and it was like a big doozy where it just came out that I don't want to have kids with you because
it's just with them
No, it's like they don't want to have kids ever because such and such happened with them because they were sexually assaulted. But they're only like a year or so into relationship, and they like, you're now telling me this?
Everyone comes out at their own time, you know?
That's too long. I'm sorry. Because especially when this dude is like thinking about you personally and thinking that somebody they want to spend their life with you and want to have kids with you, that you just come out of nowhere. No, that's not happening because this and that, and you should have known that from jump. I'm like, no. That's a big doozy. Now I gotta rethink my life now.
I mean, it's very tough. I feel like stuff like that. For me, I feel like I agree with you. You should tell people everything, so you don't hide anything. But again, like Sisha said, it depends on the person.
Yeah, you just don't want
entirely depends on the person.
I'm not gonna say that it's something that can be easily brought out of nowhere, but I'm just like, you gotta consider that other person. It is a selfish thing to leave that out of a conversation where either you used to be married for whatever reason because you needed citizenship and y'all didn't annul it. Y'all not together, like it wasn't like a together thing. You just did it just to get citizenship. And then all of a sudden you find out, boom, you were married before. And I'm like, that's us. Now, if you explained that to me in the beginning, I would have understood. But you're going to wait like 2 years, maybe 3 years down the line? We got issues.
It takes two to tango.
Sure does.
Of course it does. But we PICs now. You got to trust me. If I'm robbing a bank, you better be the getaway driver.
I think at the end of the day, though, what matters is that it doesn't fucking matter if your partner watches a TV show without you.
Pretty much. That's where it comes down to the overreacting of relationships these days.
Listen, it's the quarantine. Everything is extreme.
No, this was before the quarantine, though. This was way before the quarantine. This stuff started happening. Like, I would say...
Holy shit.
Yeah, this was going on way before the quarantine happened. This was like the dynamic once the 2000s came around, or... Like, I would say when video on demand started happening, because like back in the day, if you missed this episode, you had to wait for your friend to tell you what happened on that show. But now everything is like, you can record it, you can save it. So this stuff's been happening for a while now.
Good Lord, again, I don't understand that kind of relationship, because that
like you start seeing
is a whole lot.
It is. It's a whole lot. Social media has caused everybody to be worried about cheating, or who you got on your phone, or whose picture you're liking and stuff like that. I'm just like, wow.
I'm gonna just tell you this right now. If your significant other cheats on you, do not blame the other party. Okay?
Oh yeah, no, you can't blame the person that they got.
Unless
no.
This is all. That sounds like
I don't care. There is no I don't care. There may be a different topic for
your
this.
significant other should have been like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm just gonna say on the circumstances, if that significant other that they're cheating on you with knew you personally and they both were in on the joke, that was the person getting the ass. Yeah, that's what getting the ass.
But I'm saying if that's like a person you have never met before, and your significant other decided to ruin the relationship, don't blame the other person, because I see this kind of stuff all the time. Just like if someone were to
close it out,
say, "Oh my God, you're watching the show without me," it's basically like, for them, it's their version or perverse way of saying this is cheating.
Okay. Oh yeah, and some of them even use that as an excuse to go ahead.
Right. I mean, like, how messed up can you be?
Close it out.
But yes.
No. What was the closing argument? You already did yours. I'll do mine.
Yeah, do yours.
I'll do mine real quick.
Go in 40 minutes.
Give me a second to.
See, this topic is big.
Yeah,
this could be its own episode. I might turn this into its own episode.
Yeah, it might just be. It may as well be.
All right,
so the cheating thing, and earlier you were talking about, like, you know, how some people are very much like, oh, I always get cheated on, never end up with a good person, blah blah. I gotta tell you, out of, like, let me see, I mean, I'm not really counting here the exact number, but let's say out of 10 relationships that I've been in, all of them cheated on me.
I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
Oh no!
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh no! And the thing is that the more and more that it happens, the more and more I become who I am.
Damn, bro.
And become even like tougher about it. So like when I look back and I start thinking about like what the fuck did I do wrong, and then I look at other people, and then I look at friends and friends of theirs. Matter of fact, one of the relationships, their mom hits me up and she's like, "Listen, I kicked her ass out. She should have never done that to you." I was like, "Damn, that's your own daughter." "Yeah, she's a fucking whore." I was like, oh, "That's your daughter. I'm not even your son."
God damn, bro.
Oh my god. I had the same exact thing happen.
This sounds like a what the fuck moment.
I had a what the fuck moment with this person.
Okay, do tell, please.
She was
like,
this
is gonna be a what the fuck segment.
No.
Yeah, let's. Should we save it?
Yeah, we'll save it for another segment. But like, these are things that like have happened to me that have put me in a position where I'm at right now, where I've been single for let's say 3 years now. On purpose, because one, I started thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the way that I'm hunting, or I don't want to say hunting, looking for a significant other.
Yeah, hunting's not the best word.
Hey, women call us prey.
And again, and you see that's part of the mentality. Is like you start thinking about like, am I looking for the right person? Is there a pattern? Am I looking to get hurt? Am I setting myself up? Is it me? So I had to sit back, and there've been times that like I've even said to like women that came up to me like I'm not ready. I am not ready. I mean, just recently this happened with a friend of mine. Was like, "Oh, why are you still single?" Another friend that knew what happened, exactly what happened with my last one. He was like, "Bro, if you knew how dirty he got done, you would be single too."
Yeah, this is gonna be its own episode because this is getting juicy.
Oh no, it's gonna be.
Because I gotta share it too because I relate with you, brother. I relate with you.
So relationships, just talk to each other. Talk to each other. If you're thinking about cheating on someone, talk to the person first that you're with and be like, "Hey, this isn't working out."
Yeah.
Yes, break the fuck up with them if you're gonna do it, you asshole.
Facts.
Because one,
I mean, and the worst case scenario,
dirty, and you're doing the other person dirty so much so that like, people kill themselves over people cheating on them. Do you really want that on you? You really want to be the reason why someone fucking hung themselves?
Some people don't care, right?
Yeah, they don't really give a damn.
They don't really give a shit.
With Obi, I feel that because I purposely put myself on the single block because I question my own mentality to actually be with somebody else. After what happened to me back in 2005, I just said, I don't think I'm right for anybody. And I've been single for that long.
That's actually a very toxic thing to say about yourself, but I understand what you mean.
Nah, because, I started questioning things because everything that's been going on with men and women, I started questioning myself, am I a bad person? Because that's how she made me feel.
Yeah, no, dude, I know what you mean. I felt like I was a piece of shit the whole time, and I'm like, but she's the one that cheated on me.
Well, it's not even that. It was just that we wasn't even together. I was the rebound and the best friend with benefits.
She went to another country.
Jesus.
To fuck other dudes.
Whoa. Wow.
International whore?
I'm over here like, word?
At least she didn't steal $10,000 from you and took your house away.
That's true.
But anyway, that what the fuck story is gonna have to go for another time because that's a doozy of a story.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad y'all made it. I'm glad y'all made it out of your terrible relationships, and I'm glad to have met you now.
Well, we're still in I'll be the terrible mindset. I'm still trying to break out of that shit.
I mean, the aftermath is different though. Like the damage that's been done.
People don't understand relationship PTSD at all.
I mean, this could be going too deep into it, but what do you call it when you like the fucking like? I don't know, like the fucking psychology shit about how like shit comes from your childhood and how that's how you base your relationships. You know,
you know what? I want to do a segment about that. Can I be your shrink?
Sure. Sure. Can I be your shrink? That's going to be
you know,
next
we
topic.
can actually talk about this and then just cut it into another episode.